It's time for the absolutely. I'm on my way! Completely. I'm almost there! Random. Why are there so many stairs? Podcast. Oh, jeez! With Andrew Rhodes.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the absolutely completely random podcast for Saturday, April 11th, 2020. I'm Andrew Rhodes. I'm your host, as usual, as normal, as always, because I'm soloing here, because the other Andrews are all in quarantine. Yes, unfortunately, Andrew C137, Andrew C139, Andrew C162, Andrew C199, and that one's my favorite. He always brings the party and the good Dr. Pepper. I sucked down some brisk tea tonight because he's not here. They're all not available tonight, unfortunately, but that doesn't mean that the show cannot go on. Well, okay, it does kind of mean it won't be as fun, but still, I'm just joking. No, I actually have a fun show planned for everybody. So what are we talking about this week? World Trigger is back in the news again. Yes, the upcoming season that's still coming out at some point. I'm excited. There's some more news. The voice actors of anime are struggling during the pandemic. There's a neat little story about that. A message from Nintendo. Stop wiping down your Joy-Cons with alcohol. Yeah, I'll explain that. The newest Detective Conan film has sadly been delayed. The Lego Mario sets are going to launch in August. And they ain't cheap. Well, no shit. Sony's unveiled the PS5 Controller, and I have some issues and concerns about it, mostly because I think they stole from GLaDOS. And apparently there's not going to be an online E3 this year. Aw, man. All that and more this week on the absolutely, completely random podcast. But hey, before we get any further into this, you know the song and dance by now, I'm sure. ARHOADS-2012 over on eBay. Come check me out. Follow me over on Twitter at Otaku Roads. Check out the official Web Designer 18 Facebook page. Like, comment, and subscribe here on the YouTube channel. And above all else, have fun and stay safe. Because as I've been saying all week, and my mom gets a kick out of it every single time, this is all part of a social situation. That's all this is. This is a social situation. For those of you that have ever seen Twins, you'll know what I'm making fun of. I know, this is, please stay safe, please stay healthy, but seriously, if you can't find some humor in everyday life, there's a problem, and I try my best to find some humor in this. I mean, I can poke fun at my own life if I want to. It's a free game for that. Alright, so this is the part of the show where I usually talk about how my week went, and honestly, it wasn't bad. I filed for unemployment last Sunday. I doubt highly I'm going to see anything from it. I'll be really happy if my state doesn't decide to fine me because their system didn't work too well. I mean, I'm freight crew, and it's kind of bad when you have to punch in what your job is on the system, and it does not come up for what your job is. So I tried it 3 different ways, then finally their system just glitched, passed me through, and I found out why when you print out the results. I was like, oh, great. And it's like, oh, I didn't see the spot for driver's license number because that didn't come up on the system, and a few dozen other things. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to my kiss off screw you letter from them, and if I do get something, that'll be a miracle. No, seriously, that'll be a miracle. I doubt it highly, but it'll be a miracle. Because they're liable to come back and tell me that I misrepresented something on the form, to which I will easily come back and say, your site misrepresented 90% of what I had to type in. And since you have to apply for it online, since their automated phone system is backed up till, I think they are saying like almost December at the rate that they're getting calls. Yeah, it's always fun. But that was last Sunday. Spent most of the week watching Cagney and Lacey, which I'm getting ready to finally get my review ready for that. I found out on Thursday night, because I knew that there was 4 made-for-TV movies for it, and I found out that there's an official Cagney and Lacey website, and I was like, oh, wow. It's not the world's greatest. I mean, hell, I think I can make a better site. Honestly, no, let me rephrase that. I have an associate's degree. I know damn well I can make a better site than what that is. That is definitely your generic kiss-ass, screw-you site. Made definitely back in the 90s, back when the internet was mostly becoming a thing. That is your, really simple, really cheap, really cheesy site. It's like the unofficial-ish site of it, so I don't really care. But still, I could do a better job than that in my damn sleep. So, I checked that out, and I found out that all 4 of the made-for-TV movies were released, and they're so accurately called the menopause years, which, honestly, I got a kick out of it in a cosmic sort of way, because if you know the 2 characters from the show that, the 2 named characters that the show's named after, you'll understand why that's funny in a cosmic sort of way. They would have flipped the hell out on somebody for that. So there was that. So we were also watching Cagney and Lacey this week. I helped my uncle out yesterday with a little errand he had to run, which I accidentally screwed up part of it because he had to send a package out. And I'm like, okay, but it's got to go UPS. Okay. He wanted to go to one, but we weren't sure if it was open. I said, well, try the UPS store. I knew that there was one. Where I thought there was one, it turns out it was a FedEx. I was like, ah, damn it. Then it's like, okay, well, there's a UPS store. It's just a little ways than what I thought it was. Okay, that's not that bad. No, that's not a UPS store either. Well, it is, but they couldn't do what we had to do. It's like, oh, great, son of a bitch. So then we had to go back to the place he wanted to go in the first place. He had to call, find out if they were open or not. And they're an essential service, but my uncle just kept going, well, it's Good Friday. They may not be open. They might be closed. I'm thinking to myself, in the back of my mind, I'm going, I really don't think that's going to matter this time. This is definitely uncharted waters this time around. I don't think that's going to make a difference for this exact problem we're having on hand. That was the back of my mind me. When I'm with my uncle, that me keeps its mouth shut. It's pretty much stuck in a cage watching reruns of television shows. It can think all at once, but it's in a soundproof room. It can say anything it wants. It ain't coming out of it, and I'm not hearing any of it. None of it's escaping my mouth. So, yeah, it was fine. Got back right about 2 o'clock. I got started about 11, got back about 2, so that was fun. Played some Puzzles and Dragons this week. I finally scored Rewa. They have all the dungeons from the previous Descent dungeons. I have been trying my damnedest to get Quinn, because I need the 7-star mirror beast, and it's pissing me off, because it's a no continue dungeon, and I hate, first off, I hate that dungeon with a passion, because that has got to be the one dungeon that screws you to the wall. Mostly for the fact that you go into it, it screws you to the wall. Because you don't know if you're going to be able to beat it. It screws you by, oh look, here, final battle. You can't harm the main villain in the boss round until you defeat its little crony friend, which is the thing that I freaking need to get. But no, you can't harm the boss till you beat that. Then once you beat that, it instantly starts giving itself buffs to make itself almost invincible, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's great. And then when you finally start getting up enough combos and enough damage points to, take it down, oh yeah, then it revives its friend, and then it's a 2-on-1 fight again, and then you're basically screwed. And it's like, oh yeah, no. There's a way to beat it. There's got to be a way to beat it. I'm going to look up a video to see if there is a way to beat it with the monsters that I have, because as God's my witness, I want to try to beat that damn thing a couple times to get it. I'm also trying to get the Unnamed Blade and the SAO collaboration, since that's back, and there's plenty of new stuff coming out, and I'm just excited I got Rewa. I mean, I really wanted to get the second form of it, but now I have to find Woken Machine Angel Athena, and that's kind of pissing me off. But I still love the game, having a blast. But yeah, so that's mostly what my week's been. Windstorm, stuck inside, traveling around from where I live, to the laundromat, to the grocery store, maybe out to the convenience store to get some gas or some tea. That's pretty much it. That has been my life. And the sad part is I'm used to this. I know somebody had asked me, well, Andrew, how you holding up in this? You know, you can't go anywhere. I'm used to not going anywhere. I never have the funds to go anywhere, so I'm used to this. I'm used to making my own fun. I'm used to sitting at home 90% of the time. I mean, besides going to the Dollar Tree, which I could still technically do, because last I saw they were still open, I honestly am not doing anything different than normal. This is basically, and I want to stress this, this is literally everything up to September of 2016 for me. Because I didn't really have a job till 2016. So this is literally like up to 2016 for me. Where I basically just sitting at home 90% of the time. I'm trying to get some stuff going on eBay, Craigslist, stuff like that, get a little extra money coming in. But otherwise, I mean, it's basically back to what it was. And I'm honestly, I mean, I'm used to not going anywhere. I'm used to having a very, very, very tight budget. I mean, the last time I actually went and spoiled myself was when I went to go see Battle Angel Alita and spent $30 to go into the theater. Which, that was $30 to get the ticket, something to drink, and a thing of popcorn because I didn't have anything to eat that day. That was my lunch, basically. So I basically got myself a lunch. I mean, I can sit through the movie without popcorn, but I need something to drink. I have to have something to drink if I'm watching a movie. I can't just sit there with nothing. And it's just like, it was the worst amount of money I ever spent. The movie, I liked it, but it was like, yeah, I've never spoiled myself like that since. Never. That is it. That is the most I have spent on myself to spoil myself with something. I mean, my tablets I use for other things other than playing games. So, yeah, that is the most I've ever spent to spoil myself. So what does that tell you? If I spend $30, I am used to having no life. Welcome to my world, basically. But yeah, so let's get into the podcast. Got a lot to do this week, and I'm starting a little later than normal because I got caught up watching some Rick and Morty stuff on YouTube because I got distracted real quick. Real quick. Alright, so Nintendo's put out this massive message to every single Nintendo Switch user. For God's sake, stop using alcohol to clean your Joy-Cons. Alright, so I mean, with the pandemic going on and everybody freaking the hell out, germs and everything else, it makes sense that a lot of people, you know, get a little paranoid. Paranoia will constantly run rampant, and there is a definite, you know, probability that things will happen. I point to a video I saw today on Twitter, but I'm not going to go into it. But basically, as a result, people are using alcohol and disinfectant wipes, you know, if you can get your hands on any, because the stores are just completely out of those things no matter where you look. Believe me, I had to get some alcohol wipes from my uncle for my grandfather to test his blood for his diabetes, so that's really telling you something. You might be using this stuff to clean off some of your stuff, including your Switch. But Nintendo is begging you at this point, don't. For God's sake, just stop. If your priority, though, is not damaging the system's finish. Okay, here's the thing. You're spending $300 on a game console. $199 if you want to buy the, you know, diet version. Yeah, they should have just called it the Diet Switch. They shouldn't have just said Nintendo Switch Lite. No, this isn't Lite. This is the Nintendo Switch Diet. That's what this is. Because it's going to make you stop playing after a while, because they're going to get sick of holding the controller like that. But they're begging you, stop cleaning this stuff. Customers have been asking whether they can disinfect their Nintendo Switch consoles and Joy-Cons with alcohol. Nintendo's consumer service wrote on Twitter, based on a translation by Kotaku, we're very sorry to say, please avoid using alcohol as it may cause the plastic parts to fade in color or deform. Now, by the way, this coming from a company that created a game system that I have watched a YouTuber by the name of Tronics Fix literally go buy an entire crap ton of these things and basically, and this is the part that I love, basically tear them apart and replace a video chip to fix the whole damn system. I mean, what is a video chip for Nintendo Switch? I'm gonna look that up. What does a video chip for the Nintendo Switch actually freaking cost here? I don't know. That's an interesting question, but there we go. I'm just kind of curious here. What the hell a replacement chip for that thing costs? Because it's usually the video chip that burns the hell out, and it's like, well, I wonder what's wrong with this Nintendo Switch today, boys and girls. Oh, look, it's the video chip. It's burned out. You're getting a short on this end, which means the video chip's burned out. $21.99. It's like the cheapest one I found on here. It's a P13 USB-IC chip for the Nintendo Switch on Amazon. It's like it's $21.99 plus $3.99 shipping, so about $25, like $26. That is literally what it costs. So they're selling you a $200 or $300 game system that has a chip in it that burns out to the point that you need to replace said chip. So you got to spend $26 to replace a chip to fix a $300 system. That just takes me back to watching Deadliest Catch, where the one guy goes, this little $2 part just fucked up a $4 million crabbing vessel. And it was like a $2 pulley is what screwed the whole thing up. And I'm just like, But apparently, though, alcohol isn't the only thing that's risky to clean your Nintendo Switch. Other potentially hazardous and risky things are other cleaners as well. They cannot recommend using non-alcoholic disinfectant sheets, as depending on the ingredients, they may damage the plastic parts. At this point, Nintendo should be more concerned about, I don't know, anything else other than that, but yeah. So, nobody really cares. I mean, at this point. I mean, Joy-Cons are literally a dime a frickin' dozen. I mean, you can literally go on eBay and pick up like a crap ton of those things. People are trying everything they can to just like disinfect this, prevent the virus from spreading more than it already is. And it's like, I understand it, and like I said, I get it. But in all honesty, I mean, Nintendo's more concerned about, well, if you want to damage the finish of your Switch, we really don't recommend it. I don't give a flying rat's ass how the thing's looking. I mean, unless you're reselling this, which you figure for $300, you might as well be. I mean, you're going to end up having to probably replace that freaking $26 chip to get it to work right. He's going to burn that chip out. Yeah, I would be more concerned about that. I mean, not to mention it could also be a battery, charge port. I mean, Tronics has fixed so many of those things. You just watch this entire video series, and it's like, what's the one thing you've learned from my channel? Oh, I've learned that a simple chip can screw up an entire game system. It's so amazing to watch Nintendo's $300 flagship product be taken down by a burned out soldering joint. It's just hilarious. Why won't this thing turn on? Oh, we got a short on the video card again. Oh, it's a video chip. It's funny. It's like building a $600 laptop and having one tiny capacitor blow out the second you power the thing on, and that's what kills the entire $6,000 computer. One capacitor blew. It can't be fixed. We don't know what the problem is. You're overloading the damn thing. That's what the problem is. But yeah, so I mean, a lot of people are cleaning their stuff up, so it makes sense. But Nintendo's begging you, stop using alcohol wipes if you want to keep the finish of your Nintendo Switch all nice and shiny. You know, to pass it down to the next generation whenever they want to know what toys Grandma and Grandpa used to play with. You'll be able to show them and go, well, when I was your age, I had a Nintendo Switch. And I took such good care of it. It looks like it's in pristine condition. You know, it's one of the few things that I have left of my old youth. Here, Billy, you have it now. Make it come with some good memories for you. Oh, thanks, Grandpa. Wonder how much it's going for on eBay. Oh, damn it. That's the sad part. That's probably what it would be, too. Yeah, it's like, oh, gee, thanks, Grandpa. I wonder what it's going for on eBay. That would be the sad. That's sad but true. But yeah, so I mean, in all honesty, I would just say use I'd say just take a lightly damp paper towel with some soap on it and just do that. That'd probably be your best bet. But I mean, I like that. Well, the alcohol could damage the plastic and warp the plastic, and yeah, so can heat, so can your entire system. I mean, you're literally encasing warm computer components in a plastic shell. Let's play the magic game here, folks. What's the melting temperature of plastic? And I'll tell you the answer to that. You Google that, you win the prize. But yeah, so that's Nintendo's new thing. Please stop using that. So I thought that was interesting. I mean, now they're concerned about people, damaging their game systems. God forbid they create a game system that doesn't cost you 2 nuts and a kidney to buy, and yeah, and now they're concerned about you're gonna, make it not look nice anymore. Was you gonna show up your crappy craftsmanship here, Nintendo? I mean, I kind of get a kick out of that. It's like, oh, please stop. It'll destroy the finish of your Switch. That's not what they're concerned about, I don't think. Oh, that's just too hilarious. It really is. Alright, so speaking of game systems, good old Sony. Oh, it's nice to know that they haven't, died off and went into the wild blue yonder yet. No, good old Sony. They've released the images of the PlayStation 5's DualSense controller. And, when I saw this, because Bolt Matrix, I guess, retweeted the original tweet on Twitter, and I saw this, and I was like, oh my god. And the first thing that came to my mind was Portal. As the first thing that came to my mind was Portal, and I'm like, I wonder if GLaDOS knows that they stole from Aperture Science. I mean, when you look at this thing, it's, first off, now, anybody that has ever owned a PlayStation in their life, I mean, any of the PlayStation consoles, the original PS1 was gray. And it was gray with the gray controller. It basically mimicked the Nintendo NES. Then you went to the PS2, PS3, PS4, were all black systems. I mean, we're talking like solid, shiny black. And the controllers followed suit. Now, there were like third-party controllers that you could get different colors. I remember my buddy Sean was telling me about a blue controller he had gotten one time. That was really cool. I got myself a couple third-party controllers when I was heavy into my PlayStation 2 gaming. I had one that I really liked, but it was wireless. Damn thing never worked right. It took 3 AAA batteries, and that bitch drained them real fast. I'm not even gonna lie. That controller drained those things real fast. Whew! Man, it ate those batteries up like a hot dog eating contest on the 4th of July, man. Whew. But I liked it because it fit my hands perfect. It was nice and big, and it felt like I was in control versus the smaller ones that I ended up getting used to. Because I had to go out and buy... I mean, what got me hooked on controllers was that the first one that I had died. So then I had to go and get half a dozen of them so that I could play again. I had to go get another one, and then I had to get another one. And I wasn't satisfied with the one, so I'm like, well, let me get a backup one just in case. I started getting a couple of them every now and then if I saw one that I really liked. And I'm like, yeah. I mean, I had a Splitfish one that I sold on eBay that was literally just for first-person shooter games because I had gotten Time Crisis, and that was a lot of fun. But Sony has just lost their goddamn minds on this. This PlayStation 5 controller. Now, I'm not going to put an image up in the video, so you're going to have to click the article, because I do not need the copyright strikes. I guarantee you Sony is just going to go on a complete and total kiss my ass bullshit campaign to just stop this. Plus, YouTube's copyright bots are basically running the show right now because YouTube's on a skeleton crew, and I really want to appease my robotic overlords. All hail YouTube. All hail YouTube. All hail YouTube. That should keep off my back for a while. but anyway, the controller looks like something from Aperture Science. It's got a white outer shell with a small, like the shoulder trigger buttons are black. There's 2 buttons by the 4 regular buttons. You have the triangle, square, X, and circle buttons. And on the other side where the D-pad is, there's like 2 buttons up towards the top. Still in the front-facing part of the controller. And then you have down where the analog sticks are, which I'm assuming those 2 buttons have to be start and select, which is a really stupid place to put those. Why in the hell would you put them there? God, this looks stupid. But where the analog sticks are going down the inside of the handles is black. And then you have like blue stripes coming out going towards the shoulder buttons. It looks... honest to God, I swear, it just looks like they stole from GLaDOS. They stole from Aperture Science. They just looked at Portal and was like, hey, we should integrate some of that shit into our next design. I mean, you have a freaking PS5. The images that were shown of what this sumbitch is going to look like, it looks like something that they got from Area 51. I mean, I want to know where the alien craft is that landed with the technology that they just reverse engineered and took the design of and said, we can make that look like a game system. I mean, it looks so creepy and disturbing. Why would you put those? I mean, I'm assuming those are the start and select buttons. I will be pissed if I'm right. But the DualSense aims to combine the PS5's Tempest 3D audio tech to make a more immersive gaming experience, keeping a lot of what made the PS4 controller work while adding in more feedback. This includes haptic feedback for varying sensations while you play, as well as adaptive triggers for the L2 and R2 buttons, which will change your response depending on the type of action you're performing. Just out of curiosity, where's the button to have it scratch my ass and, make me feel good inside? This is weird. The share button has been replaced with a create button, which keeps the same functionality while adding more ways for players to save content or share it with others. More details will come out in that aspect apparently later on. The light bar has been moved to either side of the touchpad. Oh god, there's a touchpad on this thing. Yeah, Jesus Christ. And there's a built-in microphone array to let players engage in quick chats with friends without the need for a headset. Oh yeah, okay, so when you're basically beating your friend down in what's a game that's kind of probably come out, let's just name a random game here, Mortal Kombat. Let's go with that. Go with Mortal Kombat. So you're beating your online buddy down in Mortal Kombat, and you can basically, without having the need for a headset, just yell right into your controller, "Kiss my ass, bastard!" and just beat them down with the game controller. Yeah, it's a great idea there. That's brilliant idea. Oh my god, this is stupid. But this is just weird. So I mean, the main specs have already dropped for this thing. The main specs still remain in mystery. No, outside of the main specs. Okay, much of the PS5's console remains shrouded in mystery. You know, the alien design. Still due out as part of the holiday 2020 season, hopefully. I mean, GameStop's banking on it, because that's what's going to keep their asses afloat. But we haven't seen the system itself yet. No, just the concept drawings that have appeared all over Twitter, but we'll get into that later on, I guess. But to get a little closer to the reveal, Sony shared the final design of the PS5 controller, which has been dubbed the DualSense. No, it should be dubbed the GLaDOS, because I swear to God they stole from Aperture Science for this. I can't believe this. And it's got a touchpad up at the top. So it's got a touchpad. It's got, I'm assuming that those are the start and the select buttons. Or that's just two other buttons for this, for the sheer sense of it. Maybe one of those is a mic button. You touch that, and then you can yell the obscenities, into your controller to tell the person whose ass you're royally beating down in that fighter game online at 60 frames per second where to shove off, and then you take the button off so they can't hear you when you go, gee, I hope they're not going to be too upset when I beat them. I mean, come on, I've seen how gamers get. I mean, my mom constantly yelled at me as a kid whenever I would play an arcade game at the movies, waiting for the movie to start. I would constantly talk to myself. She'd go, be quiet, you're making a scene. It's like, no, I'm really not. I mean, I'd like to, but I'm not. I'm just muttering to myself. Half a dozen other people do it. But, oh, man. It is just, oh, God. This controller looks like, it looks interesting. I'm not going to lie. But if you would have came to me and said this is a third-party controller and not a Sony official one, I would have said, cool. That looks amazing. But you look at this thing, and the first thing that I smell is, no. Oh God, no. No. I'm just kind of wondering, what were they thinking to come up with this based upon their idea of this is going to be the next big thing for Sony? I mean, the PS5 has some pretty humongous shoes to fill, and this ain't going to fill them. If anything, this might actually help sink it, but, I mean, the concept drawings of the alien-looking device, this thing, if they're going to go the Stadia route, which I love how Google finally made that free now, and nobody gives a rat's ass. What does that tell you? Sony is just digging themselves a ditch with this, because this looks like complete and total garbage to me, but it looks like it's interesting garbage, but still, it breaks from the norm. I mean, if Sony wants to try something different, more power to them, but when you have a color scheme that works, don't mess with the color scheme. Come on. Oh, I don't know. You can pull up the picture of it in the article. Check it out. I swear they stole from Portal. If you don't know what Portal is, Google it. It's really the easiest way. Just Google it. Or better yet, Google GLADOS. You'll know, just Google that along with the word portal in the same Google search. You will see what I am talking about really quickly. For those of you that know what I'm talking about, you're going to get a kick out of it. Alright, so remember how E3 was going to happen this year, and then it got canceled along with half a dozen other things? Freeing up everybody's social calendar for this social situation that we're all currently facing. I'm sorry, I've been making this joke all week, okay? I don't think I am ever going to stop making that joke. I love it at this point. Well, a lot of people were thinking, okay, E3 might do something online, because they were making that sort of a, since the physical E3 was canceled, a lot of people were going, oh, they might just do an online E3 then instead, do E3 online only. Since, like, Nintendo was doing an online thing with their, I think it was like a Nintendo Mini Direct or something. I don't know. I'd have to check Arlo's Twitter account. I mean, I watch Arlo's. I have a lot of YouTube channels that I like. I plan on doing a lot of them for the YouTube review thing once I finally get that off the ground. But, for the time being, it's like, yeah. But, I mean, a lot of people were thinking that, okay, since Nintendo's doing that, Sony, I think, was going to do their own thing. I think Sega was going to do something. They were thinking there might just be an online E3 event. Like, an online, like, here's the stuff that's coming up, and have everybody just send them that, and they just post it up online. Unfortunately, the PC Gamer website has reported that a representative of the E3 gaming event stated that the Entertainment Software Association, ESA, by the way, that was a long-ass opening sentence, and I'm not even through it, will not present an online E3 2020 event in June. Let me say that again. Will not. The representative said, instead, we will be working with exhibitors to promote and showcase individual company announcements. The ESA plans to hold a reimagined E3 in 2021. The last couple years that I had heard, E3 was sort of like a ghost town when it came to people being there. I remember a story from Ian Ferguson over on the CU podcast about how, because he works at a video game store, how they were like, oh yeah, anybody want to go to E3 this year? You know, E3, you always have to fight for the tickets. And like the last couple of years, it's like, anybody want to go to E3? It's like a ghost town. Like, hey, I got tickets. Anybody want to go? They're up for grabs. Come on, take them. Yeah. The ESA, though, canceled the physical E3 back in March due to concerns about the new coronavirus disease. At the time, it was still new. Because I remember I was still working it. I told my then supervisor, he's like, why are they canceling that? It's not till June. I'm like, errand of caution. Plus, a lot of people have been making plans to travel out here for that, so don't waste the money. The ESA reportedly told its partners at the time that it was exploring options for an online E3 event this summer, which a lot of people figured they probably would be doing. You know, the humongous event, just do it online. I mean, look, the Video Game Awards have been online now. They used to be on Spike, which is now what, Paramount? I mean, I don't have cable anymore, so it used to be what? It is Paramount now, I think. It used to be Spike TV. They had the Video Game Awards. I remember watching them all the time. I loved those. And then the one year I'm like, how come the Video Game Awards aren't on? Then I find out that the Video Game Awards happened. They were online only. And I'm like, oh, you're sons of bitches. And I was pissed. But yeah. So, I can't even talk tonight. Them doing E3 online wouldn't have been that humongous of a deal breaker. So, for them to announce that they're not doing it now, just kind of really just, that was out of left field. So, this is just a complete and total boycott at this point. It's done. They're not even running the risk of it. It's like, look, we're not even going to take the opportunity to do this. Just deal with it, people. It's not going to be up. It is what it is. I mean, that's fine. I get it. I mean, nobody can argue it, but, you know, still, maybe like something to put up, like, you know, thank you all. We're sorry we couldn't have a physical event this year, you know, but here's some information that's coming out, and here's something from a lot of the people that would have been here this year, and just have like a strong message to all the gamers out there saying, you know, stay safe and all that stuff. But, okay, sure, just not have it all together. What the hell? They don't even do an online thing, you know, what the hell? The trade show was scheduled to take place at the Los Angeles Convention Center, the LACC, in Los Angeles, California on June 9th through the 11th. The official website for the Idolmaster franchise revealed on Wednesday that the Idolmaster Shiny Color second live step into the Sunset Sky event is canceled, scheduled for May 2nd to 3rd at the Makuhari Event Hall in Chiba. I'm not even making that up. Additionally, the franchise's live stream presentation on April 12th and 19th are canceled, so that's another thing that's done. The official website for the one film, Samamaji Love Kingdom, announced Wednesday that the anime's live stream presentation scheduled to stream on the Unet, on Unet, on April 19th is canceled. The live stream was intended to replace the previously suspended stage event. So that's sad. Sega announced on Tuesday it's closing its gaming centers in Tokyo, Kanagawa, Chiba, Saitama, Osaka, Hyogo, and Fukuoka. From Wednesday until at least May 7th, elementary, junior high, and high school students will not be able to enter the facilities remaining open on weekdays until 3 p.m. without a guardian present. Centers remaining open and their staff will undergo additional disinfecting and related measures to prevent spread of disease, because it is getting kind of worse over there from last I had heard. Similarly, Taito announced on Wednesday that it's temporarily closing its arcades, prefectures. The official website for Radio Kaiken and Akihabara, the den of otaku, or otaku for all of us. If you ever want to go there, go to Akihabara. If that's where you're going, if you're going over to Japan for otaku stuff, just go to Akihabara. That's basically the mecca. It's basically the mecca for all the otaku stuff. They announced on Tuesday that the popular building is closed. from Wednesday until May 6th. Some shops are not subject to the closure. The announcements noted that the closure may be extended depending on how the situation progresses. Remember, folks, we're not even through Act 2 yet of this. I swear this. We're not even through Act 2 yet. We're like in we're in Act 2, but we're like in Act 2, Scene 2, if anything. And we're not even close to done with Act 2 yet. No way. And there's still Act 3, maybe even Act 4 before the fat lady comes out and sings to end this opera. So that tells you something. We ain't anywhere near done yet. Japanese Prime Minister announced a state of emergency for the prefectures of Tokyo, Kanagawa, Saitama, Chiba, Osaka, Hyogo, and Fukuoka from the past Tuesday until May 6th. A state of emergency allows local government venues with large crowds. Then you just have all the information on the COVID virus and everything else. But on top of all this, I can actually throw two topics in together here. So, on top of the basically delaying that, so we have that. Actually, I can probably throw three topics in on this too. We have another delay. So on top of all that stuff, so there's no online E3. A lot of events have been canceled. Stuff that's been scheduled to replace events has been canceled. And I know that one person out there is going to go, okay, but this is going to happen. What are we going to do? I don't know what to do, okay? I don't have all the answers in the world. Here's an idea. Come up with ideas and, just chuck them to the wall and see what sticks. That's how a lot of stuff gets started. Just chuck an idea to the wall, see if it sticks. Or run it up the flagpole and see who's going to salute it. That's basically all I can say. I don't have all the answers in the world. I wish I did. I'd sit on a mountaintop and charge $5 an answer. But on top of all that, the latest Detective Conan hit, okay? This is going to be the latest anime film for Detective Conan, has been hit with a delay. And it's been delayed I cannot talk tonight. As a result of COVID-19. Because mostly, a lot of stuff over in Japan's already getting shut down. I know the one actor for Kima Ranger, the red Kima Ranger for the Sentai series tested positive, and they've stopped filming on that for the time being. I think there's like another person that tested in the positive, so they've stopped filming for that as well. I think Kamen Rider stopped filming. A lot of stuff is stopped, and here's the thing, there's not much you can do about it, and that's the sad part. It is what it is. Well, how do these people expect to make themselves, make this and that? I don't know. I don't have all the answers in the world. I thought of an idea for a way that you could actually get and fix up a television show without having to have a quote-unquote crap ton of people there. And I know somebody's going to go, but you need to have all this, and this to make it work. With the era that we live in, you can literally control half of this stuff with robotics. Have like long arms, get multiple camera angles, have a drone take most of the overhead shots. Some of the other shots can be controlled by, remote control. That's at least one or two people in a booth controlling the cameras, the actors, and that's literally it. And then a director to yell, cut, and roll. That's it. A majority of stuff you can control with remote control, wirelessly, and stuff like that. You would be surprised what can be done. It's just the fact that everybody's so used to doing it the one way, they just don't want to try to figure it out. But, yeah. But the latest release was supposed to be Detective Conan, The Scarlet Bullet, which was planned for an April 17th release. Other films that were recently delayed include the new Crayon Shin-Chan movie, Princess Principal, Cannot talk tonight. Well, I bit my lip earlier this week, so that might be a reason why. Crown Handler, and Fate Stay Night, Heaven's Feel, Ill Spring Song. So there's a lot of stuff that is just being delayed, and there's really nothing you can do about it. However, I do like what the Detective Conan manga author did. Put out a tweet about the postponement with a special message and a sketch. And it's really a cute little sketch of Conan Edogawa. It really is. Basically, it says, I apologize to everyone, but it'll be a while until the film is able to be released. It's a very hard situation, but everyone is doing their best. They are. I mean, you can't argue that. And the Detective Conan movies are pretty much the anime film that can go gangbusters and do really well over in Japan, because it's still going on over in Japan. They killed it off here in the States, which pisses me off. It never had a decent shot here in the States. Over in Japan, no. Over in Japan, it is just still going like you wouldn't believe. Here in the States, forget it. It's dead in the water. I mean, I liked Case Closed over here. I loved that show. Ends halfway through 5th season. I was pissed about it. And we didn't even get all the movies dubbed. I only have a couple of them. I saw the other ones on YouTube. But I don't even think the newest ones. The last one I watched was Phantom of Baker Street. And I don't even think the other ones have been dubbed, but I'd have to double check. But still, it's kind of annoying to me anyway. But as if that's not enough. I know somebody out there is going, Andrew, there's more. Yeah, I'm like Billy Mays with OxyClean. But wait, there's more. Yeah, at this point, I'm the Billy Mays of bad news here. So you think this is the end, but wait, there's more. There's more. The anime voice actors have apparently begun struggling as well. An article that was put up via Otaku USA magazine once it loads up here, because it wants to go slow for some reason. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. It's because it wants to just piss me off tonight. like all technology. They basically put down that according to a recent survey, that definitely applies to voice actors and actresses in Japan. The Japan Actors Union conducted an emergency survey that touched upon finances and came to the conclusion that over half of those who participated are already having to dip into their savings just to get by in this climate. Now, normally I could hear somebody go, oh, now, Andrew, you care about little people. I have always cared about little people to begin with. I think they were very, very wonderful people. You will never hear me argue that. When it comes to the people behind the scenes of anime, they get screwed heavily. From voice actors to the artists, to the colors, everybody but the ones at the corporate level, they get screwed, heavily screwed. Believe me, I feel for a majority of them. They have my undying sympathy. Believe me, I feel for them. I mean, hell, if I had the ability, I'd buy them all a sandwich. I feel sorry for them. I do. 23.6% of the 528 respondents said they don't even have enough in savings to support themselves and thus are forced to take out loans to make ends meet. Actor Toshiyuki Nishida said the loss of both work and income is creating dangerous levels of poverty for members of the union. While it may seem as if some productions are continuing despite the imminent lockdown, which, like I said, last I heard, Japan's really starting to get kind of bad over there. That's not the only source of income for voice cast members, especially those in the anime industry. Many of them depend on live events ranging from concerts to meet and greet events with fans, and the pandemic has led to the cancellation of pretty much everything planned for the next month or so. 75.7% of the respondents said they won't be paid for any of these canceled events. Well, no shit. You don't work, you don't get paid. Even I know that concept. I'm currently in it now. I'm furloughed. I don't work, I don't get paid. Except for me, I'm trying to apply for unemployment, but I've stressed that. It's not going to get that either. Considering the fact that this could stretch out indefinitely, look, I'm all for the New World Order here at this point, but I'd rather have the Vulcans here first before we start diving into the New World Order, or our robot overlords have taken over at some point. Come on, we're not that far gone yet. It's easy to see why voice actors and actresses are having so much trouble. Nishida has called upon the national government for swift action, so we'll have to wait and see how that shakes out in the future. Like I said, when it comes to the anime industry, the artists, the voice actors have my undying sympathy. You really do. You have no idea how sorry I feel for you. You have no idea. I mean, like I said, if I had the ability, I would buy you all a sandwich. Hell, no, hell. Let me take it one step higher. I'd buy you all a sandwich or a slice of pizza and something to drink. I would make sure you at least had one decent meal if I had the ability to do it. I don't have the ability to do it. I'm poor myself. So there is that. But still, like I said, I feel for them. I do. It's really not something that you're willing to get into. I mean, the anime industry is an interesting thing. You watch it, and you're thinking, man, these people that do this stuff, they're rich beyond their wildest dreams. No, they're not. Cost of living, the workload that they have to do, and the voice actors and actresses, they have to be extremely careful. They get a sore throat, they get sick. That puts them out of work much longer than like a regular person. Like if you or I were to get sick, and we're just doing a physical job where we have to lift something. Once we have our strength back, regardless if we have our voice back, we can go back to work. Them, they can't get until their voice is back. I mean, they can run around, they can run laps all they want. If they can't say A, B, C, D, E without sounding like they're gargling chainsaws, yeah, that's a problem. But like I was saying, there's like a lot of ways that things can be fixed. I mean, I don't want to say flat out like completely changing up. I mean, with the Detective Conan movie, they could just, do like what the Disney Plus thing's doing, set up like a streaming channel specifically for that, stream it out and charge people, to watch it, which is an idea. For the voice actors and that, I saw a thing online about the one voice actor for Attack on Titan started doing a YouTube channel where they're doing reading stories. The voice of Goku joined in. She was really good. I did kind of catch a little bit of hers. She did say she sounds a little different too, but then again, she's not trying to talk like Goku. She's trying to talk like, I guess, the kid in the story. So a lot of them are doing that. And yeah, again, you're not going to get rich off of YouTube. You're not going to get much of anything. But a lot of people, I could safely say this, could easily just, here's a microphone, here's like a laptop, you have a phone, get a decent microphone like they have for interviews and stuff like that, do a couple like lines, just record them in like your bathroom or something, and send them, email them off to person A or person B, and then they fix up like a little animated thing and put it out online, and get some advertisement rolling in. That's a way to kind of keep everybody going, at least temporarily. But like I said, I don't have all the answers in the world. If I did, I would sit upon a mountainside, charge $5 an answer, and pretty much live a comfortable life. I don't have all the answers. Nobody in the world does. And the thing is that we're in uncertain times. That's what it is. You're going to have the good with the bad. You're going to have everything that's going to come out. I don't want to sound like somebody that's speaking with the jawbone of an ass, but I mean, I live within my means. If I can't afford something, I don't get it. There's a lot of stuff that I would love to own. I don't. I can't afford it. I don't make enough to afford it. Do I have enough to pay the bills? Yeah, barely. Do I make enough money to keep my head above water? Barely. Am I happy? Somewhat. Does it matter? No. So long as you're able to keep the roof over the head, the electricity going, the phone on, and pay off your student loans, because, those things are a pain in the ass, yeah, you're going to at least be fine. And, I mean, this is just going to teach everybody. So I like the thing on Twitter. This will teach a lot of people to just live within their means. And, honestly, I agree with that. For voice actors in that, I could see how for them it would be worse, because keep in mind, with them, they really do struggle a little harder because it's an acting gig. They're like regular actors. But the thing is, a lot of them sometimes have side jobs as well until they get like this big break that they have to work 8, 10, 12 hours a day doing, the lines. It is possible. But still, it is what it is. I mean, the future isn't set in stone. Everything could happily, change at some point. This isn't going to be the permanent norm. It's just something that we all have to get through together. And that's the big thing. We're all together. This is the one thing that is literally bringing the world together, and we just don't realize it. I mean, everybody can basically break bread with each other because we're all in the same boat at this point. We're in the SS Screwed. Okay, we are all literally in the same boat, and it's rocking back and forth, basically. But yeah, so I mean, that's the huge set of delays. So no online E3. The latest Detective Conan film's been delayed. The voice actors are just losing their shit over not having any money. In which case, for that last part, like I said, they have my undying sympathy, but line forms behind me. I'm just in the same boat you people are. So's everybody else at that point. Granted, like I said, I hate to say it this way, but you're a little more used to it than we are. But I'm in the same boat. Everybody's in the same boat. The ones that are still working, they're still working. They're doing the best that they can. And for those of us that have no prospect of a job and can't work, not for lack of trying either, damn it, there's nothing you can really do right now. It's just basically a wait and see approach. That it is what it is. And we're all in this together, so, we just have to be patient. Just breathe and relax. Okay, so a few episodes back, I talked about this Super Mario Lego set. And now, for those of you that don't remember what exactly I was talking about, Lego and Nintendo have decided to get in bed with one another. Yes, I know. Let's see where this relationship goes. I give it 2 months. I mean, it's true. I don't see this. I don't see this going very far. But Nintendo and Lego's odd amalgam of traditional building sets and interactive electronic games is kicking off August 1st. Yep, the new sets are set to launch in August, and these things ain't cheap. Now, first off, Legos have not ever been the super cheapest thing ever. I mean, I got a crap ton of Bionicle stuff and Lego Technic parts that were like $10 a pop. In fact, I still have them buried. I really got to try to dig those things out. They're probably really screwed up at this point. That'll make me sad because some of those things were pretty cool. I mean, I got a Guardian from my mom for Christmas the one year, all yellow Lego pieces. I got the Matanui. I'll be pissed if a lot of that gets completely damaged. But, they are old and they have been in a, what I like to call, strange environment with hot, cold, high humidity, hot, cold. So there's a good chance they are probably screwed over and busted like you wouldn't believe. But maybe I'll be lucky and they'll be fine. Maybe, hopefully. I don't know. Well, I can always find more on eBay. It's not that difficult to track down, get a whole crap done. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So, getting off topic, really. Anyway, the sets are set to kick off August 1st with the $60 Adventures with Mario starter course, along with the newly announced $30 Piranha Plant Power Slide and $100 Bowser's Castle Boss Battle Expansion. If you want to play with Lego's weird-looking Mario with his embedded LCD screens and integrated gyroscope and accelerometer, you'll have to buy the Adventures with Mario starter kit, now available for pre-order. It's the only kit that comes with Mario himself. Yes, because it's a Mario. He's a Lego. The modular kit features all sorts of bricks and pipes to activate Mario's interactive features. You know, from happy smiling eyes to, oh look, I found a coin, to, oh god, I'm on fire. Yes, Mario can chase. I wonder how much that single out Mario is going to go for on eBay secondary market. I can just imagine that. Oh, it's even got sound. Oh wait, are you serious? Yeah, it's got sound. Yeah, music and sound. Oh god. Music and sound. Oh, that's just Ooh, I don't want to touch that. I'm not even touching that. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to freaking touch that one. The Lego Super Mario expansion sets are also modular, giving players new ways to expand their starter kits. The Piranha Plant Power Slide is less expensive of the two, is basically a seesaw. Mario sits on, sliding back and forth between two piranha plants. You know, between a rock and a hard place. Yeah. Much more impressive, though, is Bowser's Castle. Yes, Bowser's Castle boss battle set. That's a tongue twister. It doesn't look like $100 worth of Lego, but it's got all sorts of integrated sensors, interactive play. Just out of curiosity, while I do appreciate this, and I will have to say, this is quite impressive, when the hell did we need to have this? Look, I like the idea that we're getting interactive Lego sets. I like the idea that you can basically play a Super Mario level in your Lego game. I appreciate that. I mean, this actually gives speedrunners a whole new avenue. Granted, though, you can never do a video of it on YouTube, otherwise you'll have the COPA police on your door. But $100 for a crap ton of plastic bricks. Now, I remember when I was a kid, Lego had this really kick-ass space shuttle. And I used to get the Lego magazine, the Lego catalog, and I always wanted the space shuttle. It was like $100 for the space shuttle. It was always hard to find or out of stock. And it was pissing me off because I really wanted that space shuttle. When I finally found one, I still couldn't get it because I found it at a store that was charging $200 for it. It was cheaper to get it out of the catalog, but the catalog had it back ordered or very hard to find or out of stock. I was like, son of a bitch. And it still pisses me off to this day. But having a whole crap ton of this stuff with sensors and integrated stuff, like I said, I like the idea of that. That does give Lego a whole new level of Lego-ness to it. I mean, interactive play and everything else. Because the whole theme of Lego was to play well and basically not have ready-made solutions and give children and basically adults that like building stuff the ability to make whatever their hearts desired. You don't need to just sit there and think, I want to make this because, and then try to give yourself a reason for it, whereas you could just say, I'm building it because, and that's how you would do it. But charging $100 for this is nuts. I mean, I know that Voltron Lego set that got approved was going for like $100, I think, but that I could see $100 worth of fun, but I could see that being mostly bought by creators or collectors, and yeah. But the whole line goes live in August with pre-orders available for the first set at the official Lego Super Mario website. Yeah. Now, this is my curiosity, though, Lego. When you going to get around to Super Mario Sunshine, you know, where you got FLUDD, and Mario can wear FLUDD? Because when you get that, then I might be interested. No. Then I might be interested. Yeah. This is cool, though. I'm not going to lie. Though I think the price tag on it's a little pricey, but it's still cool. You taking it, you can get a freaking digitizer extremely cheap. And these are Legos. These are for kids. Tell me what kid is not going to stick this thing up their nose or damage us. Have you ever stepped on a Lego? Those things hurt. Ask my mom. She stepped on half a dozen of mine growing up, and I've stepped on a few myself. Those little sons of bitches hurt. I mean, they hurt when you step on them. You never forget it. I mean, if they ever wanted a thing for Fear Factor, that's the thing for Fear Factor. Here, walk across this pile of Lego bricks. Oh my God. In our shoes or our bare feet? Bare feet. Oh God, we're screwed. I don't know. No, they would be. That is honestly how that would be a Fear Factor thing there. But yeah, this is cool. I do like the idea. I just think the price I think the price is what's gonna kill it. I mean, you're banking on the name to sell it. You're not banking on the price. You're thinking, oh, they're just gonna buy it because it's Mario related. You're not thinking, oh, they're gonna buy it. Let's hope and pray they don't get scared off by our price tag. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, that price tag scares the living shit out of me. I'm not dropping $100 for Bowser, a castle. Not to mention 60, because I mean, what's the point of having Bowser's castle without Bowser? Or sorry, well no, you'll have Bowser without Mario to go up against Bowser. What's the point? So you're gonna have to drop $60 for the Mario starter set to get your hands on Mario, and then $100 for Bowser's castle. So that's $160 right there just to build one scene from a video game where you take on Bowser. That's literally a lot of money. Not to mention the fact that I guarantee you people will buy this just to, scalp that Mario figure, since that's the only way you can get it. Those things will probably go for like $600-700 if at best on eBay, because somebody's going to go, hey look, I have just the Mario figure itself. Or it'll be like $100-200, and they'll scalp some of the other stuff. Hey, look, I got the singled out Mario figure. Here you go. The one and only Mario figure that you can get for this entire line. The only set that it's in. I got the Mario figure here, $300. And the problem is that people will buy it. And there'll be scalpers that will do this, and people will buy it. That's the problem. I mean, it's sad, but it's true. But still, good idea. I think they could have reworked the pricing a little better, but it's not a bad idea. Alright, so I'm really interested when it comes to news on the new season of World Trigger. Because, honestly, this show was really good when I saw it. I was hooked on it from the first episode. I loved it. So many people told me, Andrew, you gotta check this show out. Andrew, this is a really good show. I asked on Twitter, hey, is World Trigger any good? Oh, yeah, you're gonna love it. It's a good show. You gotta check it out. When Tubi put it up for free, I checked it out. I was not disappointed. I liked it a lot. In fact, I spent almost all of last summer watching it. And truthfully, it is extremely good. So when the new season was announced, I immediately was happy about it. In fact, you remember me being excited about it. I was giddy as a kid on Christmas. Well, it's been announced that Dragon Ball Super's Morio, and I do apologize if I mispronounce your name at all, including like Morio Hatano, is going to direct the new World Trigger season. Now, if that name sounds strange to you, let me bring something up. Apparently, Hatano's previous credits is the Future Trunks saga from Dragon Ball Super. Yes, this is the one that did that saga. This is impressive. First off, the Future Trunks saga from Super was very well done. I will not lie about that. For the type of series that World Trigger is, it does get a little on the dark side. What with, we have a bunch of people that are now on this other planet and this other, dimension. We have possibility of death and everything else. People can actually die. I mean, technically your main character here is already, just ticking the clock away here because his body's literally made out of their energy source. I plan to review this, by the way. I just don't know if I'm still debating yet about some things I want to get done. I might have to push the GBU. I don't know. Still thinking about it. But anyway, it's this huge news. Now, When World Trigger was on the air, this thing was big. There is an English dub of it. I don't recommend it. Japanese dub, go for the Japanese dub with the subtitles. It's worth it. But it's soon set to return with an updated staff members, or with some updated staff members. Chief among the key players the new season. For this new season is, like I said, Morio Hatano, who will be taking over this as the series director's duty from Kuji Ogawa. I do like this. Like I said, I am a humongous fan of the Future Trunks saga from Dragon Ball Super. I actually was hooked on that. For every single week it aired, I was hooked on it. I did not miss an episode for it. We got a new visual, which is really cool, showcasing some of the characters, including everybody's favorite main character himself. Yeah, Makoto. Yeah, it was pretty cool. You can still check out the earlier promo, which is still up. I mean, there's no real information about it. Nothing else has come up yet. No current release date for it or anything else. It's going to air on TV Ayashi over in Japan, so, yeah, I mean, we don't know when. It's still got a ways to go yet, but this is just something to look forward to. But I do appreciate this, the fact that we are getting... First off, because like I said, the Future Trunks saga was very well done. I mean, that brought a lot of stuff into the fray, especially for Dragon Ball Super, with it starting to tank at that point. Because we had just rounded out the Universe 6 and 7 tournament. We had the possibility of the Massive Universe tournament, which Goku was trying to get underway. We had the filler arc with Monaka, Goten, and Trunks going to that planet where Vegeta gets turned into a copy via the water that was there. An item that killed the people that it made copies of, unless it's destroyed, which is kind of cool. And then we got Future Trunks Saga, which dealt with Goku Black, Zamasu, which brought a lot of stuff back to the table. I mean, Yajirobe's back in the game. We found out, what happened with him. Vegeta showed up then to help with Goku, and Bulma came back a couple times. We found out that Trunks and Mai were an item. Just so much stuff. I mean, Vegito came back, and oh man, it was a great saga. It was a great saga. Very well done. I mean, sure, the ending was sort of half-assed, but the main issue with that is whenever you write somebody's immortal in any fiction, you instantly write yourself into a corner. The minute you go, this is an immortal character, boom, your ass is automatically stuck in that corner because you can't kill an immortal person. You have to make them mortal to kill them. And what they had to deal with Zamasu was that Zamasu was immortal. At least half of him was. After he merged and became Merged Zamasu, half of him was technically mortal. So he could not technically, die. So how do you destroy him? Well, you have to erase everything from existence. You need to have something that can literally erase existence itself, which they did. That's how they had to write themselves out of it, but then that opened up a can of worms, and then another can of worms, and if you dive too far into it, it does create problems. But World Trigger, though, is the show that honestly could have a couple cans of worms in it, and it really won't affect much. It honestly won't, because you had the whole issue of, Kuga's Kuga's father's dead. Jin basically is no longer a Black Trigger user, and you have all the other neighbors from the planet that's name I cannot pronounce, like Afficator or something. Then you had the whole arc that I really didn't like that dealt with the other planet that made Triton soldiers, and then it ends literally on a cliffhanger, which I'm hoping gets resolved mighty quickly. I'm just hoping that they don't change up the art style of it too much. But with the new visual, it doesn't look like it, other than like maybe a bit brighter shading in some of the characters. It doesn't look like they're really changing much of it, which I appreciate a lot, because the show was great for what it did. It was very wonderfully done on its own. It doesn't need much in the way of help, But I just felt like we needed like a conclusion. A movie, if anything, would have been nice. But a whole other season, no, I'm up for that. And you find out that the one that did the Future Trunks arc from Super is helming the director's chair for this one. Oh, baby, sign me up. I mean, that season was good. I'd like to see what you can do for this show. But yeah, so that's the huge World Trigger news. For those of you interested in it, that is big news, humongous news. I am now more psyched for the next season of World Trigger. More so than I have been beforehand. So, yes! Bring it on, baby! Alrighty, folks, that's pretty much going to do it then this week for the podcast. I know I went back to the COVID thing again, but the problem is that's 90% of the news right now. Other 10% is stuff that's really dribbling down the stream, basically. But that's like 90% of the news right now. But either way, I found the topics. It is a lot of interesting stuff that's been happening this week, so there is that. But still, as always, don't forget, have your questions ready. 2 weeks from today is the cutoff date. Unless I have to change that, but I don't see that happening, but you never know. I mean, the world's a funny place right now. Stuff could happen. But 25th, 12 a.m. Eastern Time, please have all your questions submitted. Don't forget, you can leave them in the comments of any of my videos. Between the last Q&A video and the upcoming one, just use parenthesis Q&A, parenthesis, and I will, Q ampersand A, and parenthesis. So yeah, basically just parenthesis, Q, ampersand A, parenthesis, and there is that. And a huge shout out to, by the way, to a lot of the YouTubers that are doing videos to try to help people deal with the stuff and the stress that's going on right now, like Binging with Babish. A lot of the ones that are still helping out, just doing like the regular videos, trying to get more of a upload speeds going, trying to upload like more videos a day or more videos per week. There's a lot of them that have been doing that. Kudos to you guys, kudos to you YouTubers for doing what you're doing to help people out right now. And above all, everybody, again, stay safe, stay calm, don't panic. We're gonna get through this together, and we'll be fine. Okay, we'll be better people when all's said and done, but we need to be patient. We need to stay calm and handle this very, very, very safely and carefully. But stay safe, stay healthy, and until next week, I'm Andrew Rhodes, and this has been the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast here on the Web Designer 18 YouTube channel. Catch us all next time. Bye-bye, everybody! And stay safe, stay healthy, and live long and prosper.